Rest in peace.
The whole world will acknowledge me.
And welcome to a very special WrestleMania Night One prediction show. I'm Matt. I'm with my boy Nick. How is everyone doing?
I just want to point out that you've had that intro for quite some time. I have yet to acknowledge that guy. You can go fuck himself.
Who we talking about?
The guy who's always like, acknowledge me. He's a loser, all right? If his last name wasn't NOI, he'd be fucking selling fucking churros on the side of the road.
But you know what? He's not selling churros on the side of the road. Instead, after Saturday, he would headline his 8th WrestleMania. And then after Sunday, he would headline his 9th WrestleMania. Tying the one and
you can't
only
headline two
Kofi.
WrestleManias in one weekend. It's still the same WrestleMania, dude.
It's not. It's night one and night two.
That's the stupidest shit in the world. It's still only WrestleMania. What are we up to? 44? 34?
40.
There you go. It's still only WrestleMania 40. You can't headline two WrestleManias at one WrestleMania.
But they're two separate shows.
Couldn't give a shit less. Couldn't care less. It's the same WrestleMania. Night 2 is the real WrestleMania. Night 1 is just shenanigans.
You know what? Night one, I don't know. Night one's looking pretty good.
Night 1 is shenanigans. Full on shenanigans.
Well, it's WrestleMania week, and we're coming to you with our prediction show for night one. And I took this from what I saw on Twitter, so I'm hoping that it's the accurate card for night one. And that little asterisk is always up there with subject to change. So let's just get right into it.
Well, it's subject to change, especially this year where the main event for night one is also the main eventers for night two. Anything could happen. God forbid somebody gets injured. God forbid.
Oh, don't put that out there.
Roman Reigns tears his quad or something and has to, vacate the championship. God forbid.
He would still win it and retain.
Right. One of his relatives would interfere with the match, and somehow they would just be like, "Oh, you tore your quad? No big deal. You weren't going to defend that belt for 8 months anyway."
Well, until we get to the Roman Reigns match, I'm going to drop in and we're going to start with our prediction show. The first match we're going over is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominik Mysterio and Santos Escobar. So I am a huge, huge Dirty Dom fan. I am all about Dominik Mysterio. I wish this was a one-on-one match between Rey Mysterio and his son Dominik.
Again? Didn't they already wrestle once?
Yeah, but this is WrestleMania.
But how many times can you do the same match over and over? To sit there and be like, oh, but this is a different PLE. Does it? I get it. WrestleMania is huge, and it's huge if you're main eventing. If you're the first match on the card, it's not the same. It really isn't. To sit there and say, oh, well, this match would be different because it's WrestleMania. I'm like, all right, so it'll be one of 12 matches instead of one of 4.
Well, I don't know if this is the order of the card. I was just going based off of...
It ain't a main event.
No, you're right. It's not the main event. And I don't know if Dominik and Rey had a one-on-one match, it was forgettable, and I don't remember it. But with just how long and
I thought they had one with the one where wasn't there a one-on-one match between the two of them when he disrespected his mother or something like that, and then Rey was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna put you in your place, boy."
I thought it was always tag matches between them for some reason.
Well,
what I'm going to do is
add this one to the list.
Well, I'm going with Dominik and Santos. I feel like they're going to win, and they're going to cheat to win. And yeah, I don't really care for this.
I'm going to tell you, I feel like it's Dominik and Santos, but they win clean.
Oh, okay.
I think that Rey puts his son over. How could he not? Nobody else has any money on that table as far as that match is concerned. Rey versus Dom is the match, right? Like Santos, Escobar, and Dragon Lee are just fillers for that match.
Right. And you're 100% right. Last year at WrestleMania, it was Dominik Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what it is? It's the 2 nights of WrestleMania throws me off.
You know what it is? That's what happens when you watch fucking Mania and you're high.
Right. Oh, okay. So we're both
It was forgettable.
So we're both going with Dom and Santos.
Yeah, but I think they went clean because I think last year Dom won dirty.
He is Dirty Dom.
And that doesn't put somebody over. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you know what? That is true because Austin Theory beat John Cena last year, and it's pretty much forgettable.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And I don't know. You know what? I'm also thinking dirty because they've been talking to Andrade, Mr. Charlotte Flair. And
I was going to say,
they were trying to get him into the Judgment Day, so that's why I'm thinking that it's going to be a little dirty. You know what I'm saying?
No, Andrade freaking shows up to get dirty, and then instead stays with LWO.
Oh, okay.
And you think he's there for dirt,
right? Okay,
but then he's not. Or does the Judgment Day go face? Because Rhea's got so much fucking she's got so much good heat. Like she's got so much pop right now. Her being a heel just doesn't work because nobody wants to root against her, because she's a bad bitch. So like
I'm gonna get into Rhea because I agree with you on that. And they're on night 2.
I don't think there's anybody in the Judgment Day that really has like heat where people dislike them, except for maybe Dominik.
Yeah.
But one person being a heel doesn't make for a good stable. You need the whole stable to be bad guys. You can't have because I can't feel like anybody feels like that Priest is a heel either. People are still like, dude, cash in that fucking Money in the Bank already.
Right, and I'm seeing that all over Twitter. Like, oh, they're like kayfabe. Damian Priest is the worst and the stupidest Money in the Bank holder because it's like, what's he waiting for? Like Seth is like involved with the Bloodline, with Drew. This is like the perfect time. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a cash in at WrestleMania.
So maybe we see Andrade, who is, he could go either way. He could be a face, he could be a heel. Maybe we see Andrade interfere, thinking he's going to go with the Judgment Day, goes LWO, and the whole stable LWO goes heel. Goes with, they just become like a brown nation of domination.
They got to get rid of Rey Mysterio.
Listen, Rey, how much longer is Rey going to wrestle?
Well, I'm saying he's a face. The group is like
again. They could do basically run out Judgment Day Part 2. Andrade interferes, takes over LWO, kicks out fucking Rey. They pull a fucking. It's basically Judgment Day with LWO.
Okay.
Right, because it used to be Edge's thing was Judgment Day.
Yeah.
They gave him the boot.
Oakland.
Yeah. By the way, check out this new beer I'm drinking today.
How is that one?
I don't know. You're about to find out.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Drink me, baby. Oh, yeah. How is it?
I normally don't like IPAs, but this one's not so hoppy that it's miserable. That's pretty damn good.
There you go.
That's damn good right there.
That's awesome. And now the next match, I know you feel very strongly about this one. It's the Intercontinental title, Sami Zayn versus Gunther.
That could have been so much better with your buddy who has a terrible gimmick. Only because I don't feel like Sami Zayn is a good talent. overall. He looks like a homeless guy. He looks like a what's his face? He's a booker. He's a really not popular. He's a really accomplished booker. And he has like a homeless person's beard.
I don't know.
He used to run his own fucking promotion. If I say the name, you'll know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm not.
But go on. We're doing
talking about.
I interrupted.
No, you're good. You're good. So like for me, I don't think Sami Zayn should be in this match. I don't think Sami Zayn should be the one to dethrone Gunther after being the champ for so long. It's like the streak. The streak should never have been broken, and it never should have been broken by Brock. It did absolutely nothing for Brock Lesnar, and now you can't even talk about it. The streak should have been broken by a guy like Roman, a guy like Bray, because at that time, they're up-and-coming stars, and something like that really would have taken them to the next level.
Well, knowing what we know now, it should have been broken by Roman.
Right.
I might have a little bit more respect for Roman today had he broken the streak.
It should have been Roman. It did absolutely nothing for Brock. And, like, Sami Zayn, he's good in the ring, but, like, the story was there last year with the bloodline, and he got himself over to be a main part of the bloodline, and everything lined up perfectly for that main event spot at WrestleMania. But the story for me is not there this year. They're like forcing the story now. And if you caught Raw on Monday, you have Chad Gable, who should be fighting Gunther at Mania, but instead he's going to win the bullshit Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown. The guy can't even get on the WrestleMania pre-show for this. They're going to do it on SmackDown. He's the guy that should be facing Gunther.
Well, so here's my question. The Andre the Giant Memorial, do you just get a trophy for that?
You get a trophy, and you're supposed to get some sort of bullshit push.
So here's my question. Happen. What if he goes out and he fucking wins on SmackDown? And on SmackDown, they're like, guess what? Triple threat, Saturday. Do it.
You know what? I feel like there would have been a better way to get him in that match.
Okay.
But what they did on Raw was, being that Mania's in Philly, they have Chad Gable because he's the Olympian with the Alpha Academy. He's like doing these like Rocky Balboa training sessions with Sami Zayn, and I would be perfectly happy with Gunther winning by Chad Gable turning heel. Sami Zayn, he's not him. He's not the guy. He's not the guy to dethrone Gunther. Chad Gable is. That would propel his career. If they want Gable to be like a mini Kurt Angle, like a mid-card Kurt Angle, this is perfect. So, like, I don't get why they're forcing Sami Zayn, and, like, it should have been Brock. You go from Brock to Sami Zayn, like, I'm not for it.
I can't see why would it be Brock, though? That makes no sense.
Because last year's Rumble, Gunther and Brock had a face-off.
Yeah, I get that, but why is Brock Lesnar, who's a heavyweight champion of the world contender, go after the why, if you're number one, why are you going after Silver?
It's more of the challenge of that Gunther has been champion for so long. So
yeah, but like, that's been, if I'm a main eventer, which the Intercontinental Championship is not. Right. Why? Like, it's not a challenge. Like, in that case, go fucking wrestle for the European title back then, or the US title. Like, that's a secondary belt. Like, that's not a belt that you vie for. That's an introductory belt. It's the number 2 guy. And at this point in WWE, it's not the number 2 guy. Not anymore. It's like the number 3 or number 4 guy.
Right. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
So why is Brock, who's going for a big belt, going for a mid-tier, like an up-and-comers belt? That doesn't make any sense. You don't go backwards. You don't sit there and go like, oh, I used to be heavyweight champion of the world tomorrow. I'm going to go fight juniors tomorrow. Like,
I don't think it's not so much the title. It's the title holder. That for me, I think is how they would have did it. Is that Gunther is this unstoppable guy And then Brock's like, yeah, you're unstoppable because you haven't faced a guy like me.
That, you know what? That only works if Gunther is still carrying the belt when he goes after the world championship.
Okay. I think on paper, it's a match. Listen, I want to see Brock and Gunther more than Sami and Gunther.
I don't think Gunther's moveset works well with Brock.
I could see that.
I can't see Gunther picking up Brock and powerbombing him.
Right. Brock is good with the smaller guys.
I could see Gunther going to powerbomb Brock and botching it and breaking Brock's neck and ending his career.
Oh, my God.
I could see that.
Well
kind of like, who did that? Hold on. Kind of like, didn't Sid drop somebody on his head once?
I think Brock also did it to Hardcore Holly.
No. Didn't somebody go to powerbomb somebody and drop them on their neck? But not D'Lo. A big guy. A big guy.
Oh, Kevin Nash to the Giant.
Yes, there you go. Kevin Nash went to go do it. But now, honestly, I blame Paul White for that one because he was like, "Yeah, we could do it." Kevin Nash was like, "Really, dude? Because you're really big," and he was like, "Yeah, we could do it." Okay, you say so.
Who you have?
I'm gonna go with Gunther. I don't like Gunther because he's clearly a Nazi. And I'm not pro-Nazi at all.
Right.
I feel like Gunther is just a fake Von Erich. And when I say Von Erich, I don't mean second generation. I mean Fritz. Fritz Von Erich's character was a Nazi.
Okay.
And Gunther's character is clearly a Nazi. People, how do you not see this? He's a Nazi. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Gunther is a fucking Nazi. Not the man, not the actual guy, Gunther, but like the character that he portrays with the Nazi jacket and the German name, and he's previously Walter von Wilhelm or whatever the fuck his name was. He's a Nazi. How are we okay with this? He's the ring general, like fucking Hitler. Like he's a fucking Nazi, man.
He does give off Nazi vibes. He does give off Nazi vibes.
Dude, he shows up to the ring in a Nazi fucking jacket. He might as well show up like I know I'm conflicting my wars right now because it's a World War II helmet. He might as well show up with the helmet with the fucking spike on top.
I mean, it's WrestleMania.
And be like, I'm the ring general. Like, cool. I'm surprised this motherfucker's not Zeke Heiling all over the goddamn ring.
Wow. Okay, so we're both going with Gunther. The next,
but I'm doing it in protest. But I'm doing it in protest.
Absolutely.
And it's really because Sami Zayn has no fucking gimmick at all. He really doesn't have much of a storyline. He looks like Forrest Gump when he started running.
You know what? You're absolutely right because I don't understand either what his gimmick is right now.
He's homeless. Apparently.
Like it made sense last year because like he was
Hold on. What was his name? Zebekiah. Something like that. But he's but that's how it Dutch fucking Mantel.
Mantel, yeah.
I told you if I said the name, you'd know what I was talking about.
He had two names. He went by Zeb Coulter also, but I Dutch Mantel, exactly.
Wow. Does he not look like Dutch Mantel's little kid, but with red hair?
I could see that. That's hilarious.
He's fucking Dutch. Fuck Sami Zayn. I don't care for him as a wrestler. I really don't. And the fact that they call his finisher the Haluva kick, it's a hell of a kick. Are they that PG? They can't say hell.
Listen, the way The Rock's been cutting promos, I don't.
Good for him. He's the only one that can do it. Yeah, he can get his family into the Hall of Fame if he feels like it. His family gets to be champion for no fucking reason. They got no skill. His family don't have to wrestle at all. Everybody else has to wrestle. His family shows up like once every quarter, does this for 7.5 minutes. By the way, as far as I'm concerned, they're just one step away from being Sabu.
The Raw and SmackDown tag team titles in a 6-pack ladder match.
That's wild.
Yeah. It involves DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. We got the New Day, which is Kofi and Xavier Woods.
I'm over the New Day already.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, who got called out by Joey Swole.
By the way, I love Joey Swoles, and they're both dickheads. I mean, I knew that. You could tell by just looking at them, they're both fuckboys. So, like,
that's why they're a tag team.
That's also probably why Boys Unlimited.
That's funny. There's actually a rumor that they might be pulled from the match and replaced with somebody else.
Yeah, so fucking Joey Swoles.
And the other two teams, New Catch Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And then the tag team champions, the Judgment Day, which is Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Out of nowhere, the New Age Outlaws come out and beat the shit out of everybody.
That would be hilarious. And they climb the ladders. Michael Cole emphasized that you have to grab both sets of tag team titles for this match. So it sounds like they're splitting the titles up. So there's going to be 4 titles up there, 2 sets, and you have to climb and take both of them down. So in my eyes, these titles are going to be split, which I think is the wrong decision. It would be better if they redesign the belts and just have the tag team champions on both shows.
By the way, those belts are fucking ugly. They always have been.
They're disgusting. They're terrible. You know,
why do they look like the Attitude Era fucking heavyweight championship belt?
It looks like the base model of it. It looks like it printed out and they're like, you know what? This is good.
So with that whole Grayson Waller Austin Theory thing with Joey Swole, I saw they one of them, I can't remember, I think it was Austin Theory might have said it. He came back and said basically he'll put the pause on Joey Swole. And Joey Swole was like, work on your fucking leg day and then come back and talk to me.
Yeah, I saw that. Grayson Waller posted a video shitting on his fans. And he goes, you know what's funny? You know, for a guy that's jacked as you, all your fans are fat and ugly. So it really makes no sense. And it was pretty funny with Grayson Waller because he also, during the football season, was making fun of the Swifties. And like he came after.
I'm not a fan of Swifties myself, but honestly, that situation with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, if that was a real thing and that wasn't a work, they're fucking dickheads, the two of them. Like they're real life assholes in real life. Like nobody gives a fuck about you lifting in the gym. Couldn't care less.
See,
John Cena has gone to countless fucking gyms in the United States and lifted and been a nice guy about it. My brother has met him at Gold's Gym in Howard Beach.
Oh,
right?
Shit.
So the mere fact, but this is before John Cena was a big dude. But the mere Sting used to own a fucking, with Lex Luger, used to own a gym in Atlanta. Yeah. And they were good dudes because people who lift are good people. If that shit wasn't a work, 2 things. The mere fact that they did that, cocksuckers, the both of them, probably sucking each other's cock. And I don't mean that in a gay reference because there's nothing wrong with that. I mean it in a fucking, what's the movie where they sew each other's assholes to each other's mouths? Human Centipede situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's the 2 of them, except with dicks. And the other thing is, step your fucking game up. Why are you going to a fucking Planet Fitness of all places? Planet Fitness?
Why are you posting that? Why post that? It's not like
I'm hoping it was a work. I'm hoping Joey Swole shows up at WWE on fucking Saturday night because I really do love Joey Swole. I think he's a great dude as far as fitness.
I love his message. I love what he does.
Fucking he's so positive. I love his message. His message is phenomenal. So if they really did that and that wasn't a work, they're both fucking 2 cocksuckers. The both of them.
Maybe.
But
hey, listen.
I'm sorry. We're doing pick'ems. So who do we pick?
I'm gonna pick 2 teams for this because I think they're gonna split up the titles.
But how does that work? If Michael Cole says you have to win both belts, how does that work?
So what they have been doing for the tag ladder matches is that you don't pull the belts down like you used to. The belts are attached to like a big gigantic hook and you pull that hook down and the Hook has both tag titles. So I don't know if they're doing something like that to where each set of titles is going to be hanging separately, and then like just have to grab one.
They're gonna fucking have it.
I don't know.
They're gonna have both belts hanging separately, and one guy gets one from Awesome Truth, and the other one gets one from fucking New Day. And now you have to be a new tag team because you're both tag titles holders with a different fucking partner.
Yeah. And now they're called the New Truth. Oh!
Did we just do something?
Oh, shit. Let's do it.
That's brilliant. The New Truth. I'd watch that tag team all day long. If it was Xavier Woods and fucking R-Truth, I'd watch that tag team because I'm over Kofi. I'm done with him.
Wait, weren't they? They were a tag team in TNA.
Who's
Truth
that?
and Consequences. R-Truth.
Oh, right. Yes, they were.
Yeah. Wow, that's a throwback. See, that's funny because I'm going with Awesome Truth and the Judgment Day. No. Awesome Truth and a mystery team.
And a mystery. Wow. I'm gonna go with the Judgment Day and Grayson and Waller and Austin Theory. Only because I dislike both of them right now, especially if that shit was real. But the heat that created just now,
right,
is you got to give them belts to capitalize on the heat that they're getting from non-wrestling fans.
Right, it's perfect. Okay, and now we have the 6-woman challenge, the 6-woman tag match, which features Damage Control versus Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. And Jade
Cargill.
Jade
Cargill.
I love Jade Cargill. Yeah,
not Corrigan.
Love Jade.
I don't know who Jade Corrigan is.
No, I said Cargill.
You said Corrigan.
No, I didn't. I'm gonna rewind this and play.
Yeah, rewind that later. You're gonna be like, "Fuck, I did say Corrigan."
Jade Cargill. Yeah, I love Jade. Jade is a smoke show.
All right, calm down. All right, we understand how much you love Storm, but you're married. All right, relax.
I call on the power of wind.
He's been watching X-Men all week long just because he's thinking about fucking Jade Cargill. Brandon Phillips says stay away from his wife.
Hold on a second. I'm going to use my Jean Grey powers and be immediately exhausted.
Yeah, you're going to pass out?
Oh, Scott! I'm easily going with Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. There's no way Jade's losing her first WrestleMania match. So
I agree.
That's an easy one. Not really. We don't need to spend time on this anymore because we're not seeing any titties, so who cares? But what we're going to see a lot of in this match are super kicks between Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso.
I would implore anybody who is a drinker, and when I say a drinker, I mean a responsible drinker, okay? Meaning you're staying home or you're grabbing your ass a fucking Uber. Before this match starts, get yourself a bottle of your favorite liquor and a shot glass and take a shot every time one of these two fucking losers throws a mid kick.
Yeet!
All right? I never seen somebody throw a super kick so many times and watch somebody else stand up after it. When I was a kid, if somebody got hit with a super kick, they stayed down.
Yeet! All these super kicks, no yeet. Yeah.
They're not super kicks. They're mid kicks. They're mediocre to poor kicks.
My pick is main event Jey. There's too much. He needs this. He came to Raw after leaving the Bloodline, and he left the Bloodline dramatically. Left the Bloodline, was tag champs with Cody a couple of times, and then's been floundering. I need Jey Uso in the main event picture, and I'm thinking that based off of the end results of WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday, that we might get a different world champion.
See, I agree with you that I think that they have the charisma. I mean, they don't have the skill set to be main eventers because neither one of them has more than like 3 moves. And none of those moves are impressive at all because all they do is like a little fucking weird splash and a mid kick. The two of them combined. Like their whole family has like 6 moves. If you don't count The Rock, all 4 of them collectively have like 6 moves. They have like a spike, a spear, a punch, apparently.
It's a Superman punch. He's jumping.
2 mid kicks and the little splash. So they got like 4 moves between the 4 of them. Point being is that
but you're missing the point. Look, it's a Superman punch. So
even Superman doesn't do that punch.
He jumps up in the air and then
he flies. He literally flies.
Superman or Roman.
Yes, he does. Yo, Superman flies. Roman doesn't wrestle. He shows up once a quarter and has somebody interfere in his match. He's like the NWO, except instead of doing it every night, he does it once a quarter. That's a fiscal quarter. It does not. See, the fact that you know what they did? I was thinking about this the other day. Oh, fuck. I had a great comparison where I was just like, oh my God, they did it. Like they convinced everybody that it makes it better when it actually doesn't. It's just that you just don't know any better. But anyway, Jey Uso, I think Jey Uso, he should be going after the Intercontinental Championship right now. That's where he should be. Right now, he should be in Intercontinental or not even US, because US is behind Intercontinental as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He should be the Intercontinental Champion picture right now, and he should do that for 6 to 8 months. And then when that's done, he should be in the Heavyweight Championship of the World picture. The Heavyweight Championship, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the big belt that Roman has, he should be in that conversation. The fact that he has no belt and no aspirations toward a belt right now and is somehow being talked about like he should be main event Jey is a little ludicrous.
Well,
because everybody holds the Intercontinental belt first.
Main event Jey. Well, I like this match because this is a dream match for the both.
It's a good match. It's a good match.
Yeah.
It has to happen. They're twins. This is Taker versus Kane.
Yeah, right.
Except Taker and Kane were actually entertaining and earned their way into wrestling. They weren't just related to other people.
And now that you say that, WWE kayfabe themselves because this is only the 3rd time that it's brother versus brother.
Name the other 2.
At WrestleMania.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I left that part out. My bad.
What are the other 2?
Bret and Owen.
Okay.
And Matt and Jeff.
Okay, at WrestleMania. Because I was going to say Edge and Christian are kayfabe brothers. And Bart and Billy are kayfabe brothers.
But Undertaker and Kane are kayfabe brothers. But they never mentioned that they fought at WrestleMania. Twice. 2. It was 2 times.
That's shenanigans then. I'm going to go with the kayfabe. To this day, Undertaker and Kane are still brothers. If somebody tells me they're not brothers, I'm like, bullshit. Yes, they are.
I'm like, you know what? Prove that they're not brothers because I've been told for 25 years that they were.
100%. I agree.
Who are you going with?
I believe Undertaker and Kane are brothers more than I believe that Will Smith's father walked out on him, and that's why he cried in that scene where he's like, how come you don't want me, man? I'm gonna go with Jey. The face has to win because there's no place else for this story to go if he loses. This story has run its course. This story's been going on for a year.
Yeah. I like that because, and you're right about Jey. If this wasn't brother versus brother, I would want Jey to be facing Gunther at WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying.
Jey, but you know what? Maybe long term, Jey should be the guy to dethrone Gunther, and not.
I'm all right with that too.
Not Chad Gable, because it's a feel good story for Chad, but because Jay's because he's still involved in the Bloodline storyline.
He's hot.
It should be Jey, and
you gotta have a fucking belt. You have to have a belt,
right? No, they're props, bro. The belts are props.
No, they're not, because if they weren't fucking props, if Roman's not champion, what does he do?
Right.
Because he clearly can't show up and wrestle every night.
I was making fun of Vince Russo, by the way. Who said
Vince Russo's a fucking loser. I don't even want to hear
Bro.
about his name on this show.
Bro.
Next time you mention somebody that fucking stupid, I'm leaving. Between him and Eddie Kingston, I don't know who's worse. I'm pretty sure Eddie Kingston is just fat wrestling Vince Russo. Look at him. They are fucking twins.
You know who's not twins and not ugly and not Vince Russo? Ooh, Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Woo.
I'll watch this only if Rhea does his think face again.
I want Rhea to do this thing. No, sorry. Stop it. Okay. I love Rhea, and what we were talking about earlier. I think Rhea needs to distance herself from the Judgment Day, but I hope it doesn't come at the cost of losing the title. Because, you know, if you look at all the champions right now, all the champions in WWE, only one is a face. And that's Seth Rollins.
And he's a weird face at that.
Right.
He's not really a face. I don't see Seth as a face because to me, a baby face is somebody who's always the good guy.
Right.
And tomorrow, Seth could be a heel, but still maintain the exact same character.
Right.
So to me, Seth Rollins, I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins thinks he's the Joker of wrestling.
That's funny. That's what Drew McIntyre said.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He's doing his best fucking Heath Ledger impression. And you're just because I've seen comics where the Joker's a good guy for one comic. And then after he's not the good guy anymore. He's back to being the Joker. I could have sworn somebody called Seth Rollins an emoji 3 weeks ago.
The Rock did.
Yeah.
He called him a clown emoji.
He's not an emoji. He's all of the emojis. You don't know what you're getting with that guy every day of the week. I'm pretty sure he's got CTE.
He might. But with this match, I don't know if Becky needs to be champion. You know, I know she hasn't had the title in a while, and she's been put on pretty decent matches. But again, this is another situation to where, you know, Rhea has been champ for so long. Should Becky be the one to take it off her?
I will say that to a certain degree, when you are a special talent, the belt is a prop.
See, bro, I told you the belt's a prop, bro.
Only if you're like the fucking Undertaker.
Right.
Or if you're The Rock. Or if you're Shawn Michaels, then it's a prop. Because everybody cares about you without the belt.
Correct.
If you're fucking Roman Reigns, the minute you drop the belt and you don't wrestle for fucking 6 months because that's how you roll, nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. It's true. Does he do anything so special in the ring that you're sitting there think about that for a second. The people I just mentioned, right? The fact that The Rock was impressive because he was amazing on the mic. Amazing. Right. And in the ring as a 6'4" man, 260 pounds, whatever he is, 265 pounds, being able to kip up, that was impressive. Shawn Michaels puts on fucking 5-star match just by breathing, okay? And The Undertaker being 6'11", being able to tightrope a rope. Just being 6'11" is pretty impressive, but being as nimble as he was, being able to sell the way he did, being able to do certain moves. Kane, same deal. Jumping off the top turnbuckle. You're not finding 6'11" guys that jump off the top turnbuckle, all right? The fact that these guys did those things, they didn't need the belt to put them over because the things that they did outside of being champion were very, very impressive. There's nothing that Joseph Anoa'i does that is remotely impressive. The man takes 7 minutes to walk to the ring because when he gets there, he has very little to say that means anything.
I disagree with you about everything.
I don't find him to be
Roman Reigns.
There is nothing that he does that is remotely interesting to me.
I will save the Roman Reigns talk for the next match.
I don't think that Becky needs the belt to be relevant. That's my point.
No, and I agree with you. I feel like the story is still there with Rhea. See, here's the thing. it's not. I feel like this title change. If Rhea loses the title, if Judgment Day loses the tag titles, I honestly think that Damian Priest cashes in and becomes world champion, because there's already some sort of dissension within the ranks to where they're not communicating. Rhea's too busy with Becky. Dom is too busy with his dad. And there's too many things happening within Judgment Day. And I feel like Rhea is just getting too much of a pop.
She's getting a lot of pop. People love her. I love her.
I love her too. She's great. But I feel like she's becoming bigger than the Judgment Day, so that it's time to remove her from that.
It's a Triple H situation.
Add someone else into the Judgment Day, female-wise.
I don't think so.
You don't. I feel like there needs to be some sort of.
I feel like listen, if you lose, listen. If Judgment Day started, it was Edge, these guys. If Rhea leaves, I think Dom is Dom still like is. Dom's part of Dom's push is Rhea.
They separated them a lot.
So if she's leaving, Dom has no need for the Judgment Day. If they feel like they can separate them that much, I didn't feel like Finn Balor belonged in Judgment Day ever.
Yeah.
They just needed a veteran face, so they put him in there because he has no storyline going through. Like other like Finn Balor, who's a former world champion, is now doing tag matches? Like, what's he doing?
Right.
Like that makes no sense to me. I don't understand how WWE keeps doing this, where they miss on these guys that should have been or were previously world champions. They get no fucking traction as world champions, and they relegate them to being jobbers, basically. Because if you're not a tag team champion, you're a fucking jobber.
You know why? Be ready to bleep me. Because unlike Drew McIntyre, I can say his name.
Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The reason is because of one person and one person only, and that is Vince McMahon.
Oh, man, my bleeper wasn't working.
Okay, I waited. It's because of Vince McMahon. Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion, got hurt in that match, and never sniffed a world title main event ever again after that.
I'll be honest with you. He's too small to be world champion.
So you can say the same thing about Seth in a way.
And his finisher is fucking stupid.
I do hate his finisher. The coup de grace. I don't like
trash.
it.
Absolute trash.
With a guy that size, it's a finishing move you can do on everybody.
It's great. It's fucking dumb. Of all the things to do off a turnbuckle, that is officially the stupidest.
But I think that I'm like really anything. It could go either way this match. I think if Rhea loses, she's out of the Judgment Day. But I don't think Becky needs the win. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't think Becky needs the win.
I don't think Becky needs to carry a title. I think if Rhea's going to lose to anybody, she's going to lose to Stratton. But not now. At some point.
SummerSlam. I feel like SummerSlam would be a good one. And if not Stratton, because of the whole Raw and SmackDown, Liv Morgan. I wouldn't mind seeing Liv Morgan beat Rhea.
I think at some point somebody will belt. I can't see them not giving a belt to Bianca Belair at some point in the very near future.
Right. It's crazy because now I know you're not really a fan of the women, but there's a lot of top women who should be in line for a title, and because there's two, but like really one per show, it's really hard to showcase all of them because the tag teams are a joke because you can't really have 4 women in the ring at the same time because it just becomes too discombobulated.
Becomes a cat fight.
Yeah, and you just have them all over the place. I'm going with Rhea.
I'm going to go.
But I feel like if Rhea does lose, it's because of Dominik Mysterio.
I'm going to go with Rhea as well.
Yeah. And now, the main event of night one.
For the thousands in attendance.
And the millions and millions watching at home.
Nice
It's
combo.
The Rock's. Thank you. Listen. Michael Cole said it's The Rock's first match in 8 years, but I don't count that bullshit at WrestleMania 32 when he fought Eric Rowan for 6 seconds and hit a rock bottom. I don't count that. That's not a match. His last match was against John Cena at WrestleMania 29 that I was at. And the fact
Is that
The
why you
Rock
don't
is
count
back-
the other one? Because you were at his
Yes.
real. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was at the last WrestleMania that was one night. WrestleMania 35. Everything went to shit after that. So
Money grab.
I think that Roman Reigns and The Rock win this match, and The Rock pins Cody Rhodes.
So let's talk about the ramifications of this match.
Yes, because they're huge.
So let's talk about the
Huge.
ramifications. Because there are real world ramifications, and then there are kayfabe ramifications, or rather potential real world ramifications, and then there are of course kayfabe ramifications. So let's talk about the potential real world ramifications. Are, God forbid, somebody gets hurt, it fucks up night 2 like no other. That's the real world ramifications. If somebody gets incapacitated to the extent where they can't wrestle on night 2, which I could see happening for Joseph Anoa'i simply because he doesn't wrestle 2 nights in a row. That's wild. He doesn't wrestle like 2 nights in a week, let alone 2 nights in a row.
Well, that's why the first match is a tag match. So he doesn't have to do that much.
Right. Well, we'll see. We will see what happens. So put your fucking hand down, all right? Fucking Sabu over here. Talk to me about the cream rises to the top. The first man that did it.
Ah, yes. You know, when you did that, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to interrupt you. That's fantastic.
But so what are the kayfabe ramifications of that match? What happens if Cody and Seth win?
If Cody and Seth win, the Bloodline are barred from ringside for the main event on night 2 between Cody and Roman. If Roman and The Rock win, it's Bloodline rules, which means anything goes. So I think the only way to get a branched outcome, and I'll explain what I mean by that, is Roman Reigns and The Rock have to win. And I honestly think The Rock pins Cody Rhodes. You can't have Seth Rollins take the pin going into his title match with Drew the next night.
I don't think it makes any sense for him to take the. It doesn't make any sense if they're gonna lose based on what's happened over the course of the last few weeks. The Rock has to beat Cody.
Right. And by The Rock beating Cody, you also get The Rock versus Cody down the line. There's rumors of The Rock being at that next Saudi show because, you know, the royalties over there want him. There's rumors that The Rock is going to be at SummerSlam. I read that this is not going to be a short run, and I honestly feel that we are getting a best of 3 series between The Rock and Roman after WrestleMania, with Cody sprinkled in between.
Oh yeah, because it's the NOI Wrestling Entertainment.
Right. So what I would do is, this is what I want to see happen. The Rock, and I have to go into night 2 in order to explain why I want to see this. The Rock pins Cody, which means for the main event on night 2, it's Bloodline rules. Now, I don't know what shenanigans are going to happen during this tag match. I have a feeling that Drew McIntyre might get involved. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Damian Priest, only because of, you know, Seth being the world champion. I don't really think we'll see Priest on night 1, but it could happen. But I definitely think Drew McIntyre somehow gets involved in this tag match. And you're seeing a rock bottom and a people's elbow. Cody's taking that pin because Cody got beat down on SmackDown. He got beat down on Raw. And if he gets beat down on night 1, he is an extreme underdog going into night 2. And then for night 2, you're going to have to wait for the next show to hear what I think about for night 2. But what I'm saying is I am predicting The Rock pinning Cody Rhodes in the night 1 main event.
So I think you're going to see a people's elbow. You're going to see a Rock bottom. And you're going to see Cody pin The Rock on night 1. Which will set up some interesting stuff in night 2. But you're going to have to hear next episode to hear what I have to say about night 2. And that's the bottom line.
Thank you all for joining. Tune in to the next show, which will probably be dropping right before night 2 of WrestleMania. Thanks for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. And see you soon.